So I'm going to try and document fixing some stone chips on my car. So I got the standard Tesla paint repair kit. Comes in this nice box. You get pot of paint and blending solution, some instructions, a little rubbery squeegee, a brush and a tiny little thing, a rubber glove, cloth and a microfiber to finish up with. So I'm not that obsessive over stone chips and things, but I got a couple that are interesting. So this is probably the biggest one on the hood, and then there's a couple of small ones here. That's just bugs on the bumper. Nothing much at the back, although I guess it's a bit dirty. And I do have a couple of small hail dents, but I'm not going to try fixing those. Yeah, I think it needs a wash. So I'm going to use this stuff. I'm going to try and fix a couple of those chips, and then I will show the end result. So the instructions are pretty simple. You need to clean it a bit first. Put the paint on in a little blob. Squish it out with the squeegee. Should dry pretty quick. And then you use the blending solution and kind of smooth it away at the edges, and hopefully it will work. Not all the chips are very significant, but I'm probably just going to do 3. This one, and then 2 down here on the hood. So I double checked on the Tesla shop site. The little brush is called a micro brush and the other one is called an ultra brush. And apparently the squeegee you only need for large areas. So these are only tiny little chips, so I think it'll be okay. I'm going to try just using the little micro brush. Alright, so it shook up a little bit. Alright, there we go. Okay, so I decided I would use the squeegee, even though the shop page said only for large areas, because where'd it go? It said, you know, it's important to get it flat. I can't even find it. There it is. It's important to get it flat. So you can still see the actual indent there, of course. So maybe I'll try a bit more. So here's what it looks like just applied, but not squeegeed yet. So, I don't know. I'm going to leave it with a slight indent and we'll see how it goes. So the next step's going to be the blending solution. I mean, this actually seems a pretty big chip. Looking at it now, where'd it go? So, you know, I'm not expecting perfection, and I've been fine with the chip there for all this time, so it's not a big deal. What I'm going to do is put the paint on these other 2 chips I'm interested in. Give this one a bit more time to dry. So I should probably point out that my history with paint products isn't necessarily the best. My wife won't let me paint a room anymore after the last time I tried it, so, you know, I'm not expecting miracles here, but we'll see how it goes. If you're wondering about what else this wonderful book could be filled with, well, it's just every other language, so the instructions are just 1 page, which is nice. There is Arnold. He's a very well travelled pig, originally from Wisconsin. He's done several thousand miles in that same spot, and he hasn't faded. He's a very resilient piggy. So this stuff actually smells pretty nice, but you probably don't want to be sniffing too much of it. So what you do is, apparently using this cloth here, using a 2 centimeter bit of it, you pour some of this gunk on it, and that's what you use to smooth out the edge of the paint. Okay, so I'm going to go around this. It says don't go over the pad but in the middle, because you'll take the paint off. But you basically do this to smooth out the edges, like this. This is where I find out it takes all the rest of the paint off. So it says here, you know, kind of rub around the area, blend away the excess paint, but it says don't scrub. So you let the chemical do the work. But then it says once the excess is removed, immediately hand buff the area to a shine using the enclosed microfiber towel, which I'm going to do. Huh. So you can see the bits I missed, like with the blending stuff, so I could probably put some more of that on. What about this one? Huh. So I got a little more aggressive with the blending solution. Seems pretty good. I've noticed there's a nice little scratch right above it though. I might have to go fix that now. So I'm not saying I'm really good at this, but I think I got fairly good at this. I mean, you know, from some angles you're going to see it when the sun hits it. But considering the general dirt, I think that's more than good enough. I still need to buff this top one with the blending solution. That's just a scratch really. I'm just going to document this injury from about 18 months ago when I was reversing the car into the garage, and then I was straightening up and thought I was still in drive, but I was in reverse, and yeah, but it, you know, it went back okay. It's just a little bit bent. Maybe I'll replace it one day. Alright, well, here's the end result. This one must have hit at quite a speed. There's a bit of a dinge there. And you can still see the scratch a bit, but at least it's not white anymore. So overall, I'd say this paint repair kit's pretty good. It's easy to use. Even for me. That's saying something. And looks okay. So, probably the same as any generic paint repair kit, but at least you know the colour will be a match. So I think it's certainly worth getting from the Tesla store. Okay. Here's a bonus, I even got it back into the box okay.